Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we got a few more parts that we need to freshen up, rebuild, paint, Cerakote, whatever we got to do to them to make them look brand new. So starter, alternator, they worked, but they are just completely covered in grease. They look nasty. Then we got the fan here, which the clutch is bad. I got a new clutch on order, so we got to swap the clutch out, clean up the fan blades, and then we got a radiator down there and the radiator shroud that we need to clean up and give it a paint job. So let's get the stuff torn apart, cleaned up, ready for paint. And then also I do need to build a battery box. The battery or battery tray, I guess, the stock one I had was completely rusted out, so we got to buy a battery and we got to make a little tray down in here for the battery and get a hold down, all that good stuff. So we got a little bit of fab work to do in this video too. All right, we got everything sandblasted that we are coating. There's a couple other things that we need to coat as well. I need to actually build the plates, little block off plates for the coolant passages on the back of the timing cover on both sides. The factory 20R doesn't even have one on this side. This is a 22R cover, so we need to block that one. And then this one originally went to the original carb setup, something on the carb. So we got to build plates for both of those, and then we're going to coat those at the same time while we're doing all this stuff. Well guys, I was gonna try to kind of paint this radiator and clean it up, but coming looking at it, it's full of rust, and as soon, yeah, I could fix it, but as soon as I started messing around with this lower hose to get it off, this outlet cracked right there. So I think this thing's just beyond worth saving. It's just completely nasty inside. So I think I'm just gonna buy a new radiator and we won't have to worry about that. But the shroud, I am keeping the stock fan. I know a lot of you guys probably gonna talk crap. Go electric. I like the stock fans. They work, and honestly, the plastic fans really doesn't rob that much horsepower, so I'm not that worried about it. I'm gonna paint this thing up, get this thing looking good, and once we get our new radiator, we go pick up some new hoses, get everything looking brand new, and we won't have to worry about all the rust going through a brand new engine. Alright guys, we got a slight predicament with the radiator. So I was able to find the CFS radiators for like the newer pickups, and it's all the same dimensions, but it doesn't have this extra nipple here. That is the return from the heater core. So what I'm gonna have to do, this is actually steel. The radiator right here, you can see I ground that's brass. I ground this. It is magnetic and it is silver. So that I can weld. I'm going to build another plate for one of these. This is actually, well, I'll show you on the back of the timing cover. Both of those plates I built, this one is return and this one is also a return right here. I'm gonna come off this side because the heater core return is on this side of the firewall. So basically we'll just have to go straight back right underneath the header. It shouldn't get too hot right there. I'm just gonna run it right next to the block. It should be just fine. So I'm gonna build another plate instead of grinding all the Cerakote off that one, just in case we do need it for some reason in the future. I'm just gonna build up another one real quick, drill a hole in it, cut the nipple off the radiator, weld that onto here, and we can attach our return line from the heater core to this plate here. All right, I picked up a new radiator. This is for a 1990 Toyota pickup, and it is very, very close. As far as the shroud goes, these two upper bolts line up with the shroud. You can see I line this up straight. Right here on this top tank on the bottom is where this lines up on that radiator. So I line that up. The top bolts work. The bottoms are a little bit off, but you can put a washer on the bolt like that and it holds it in nice and sturdy. So that is good to go. Doesn't need any mods. The only thing that we're gonna have to do, you can see those holes are lined up and it's actually right at the right height. These lower holes are lower on the old radiator, so we're just gonna have to re-drill these holes and it'll mount right up. So if you guys got one of these older trucks and need a radiator, 1990, I guess 84 all the way up to 95, I think are the same dimensions. They all should work just the same. So we're good to go. Let's sandblast this, and then we got to build that battery box, and then we'll do all of our powder coating at once. Well, you can see I have the whole Evolution lineup now. So we've had this chop saw for quite a while. I'm still on the original blade. That thing has been working absolutely perfect. And then you guys saw I've been using this cutoff saw here, this little chop saw for metal. This is kind of the same blade as the chop saw right there, and this thing just cuts through steel like butter. You saw this is 1/8 inch plate, so it's pretty thin, but it cuts through it like you're cutting through a 2x4. Very, very good saw. And we just added this to the collection. So this is a mag drill, and they sent over as well a set of these annular cutters. So these are pretty much a hole saw, but they work a lot better. I've never actually tried them. Judging from the videos I was watching on them, these things work really sweet. So this is already set up for those annular cutters with the chuck or the head that's on it, and then it does come with a regular chuck for just a regular drill bit here. So you just basically, I think there's an adapter right here, you thread into there and then clamp that into the drill press here, and you're good to go. You can drill holes. So this thing is sweet. It just magnetite, the whole base is a magnet. So you get it where you want to, get it all lined up, turn the magnet on, and this thing is not moving anywhere. I'm very excited. Obviously, this thing isn't needed for what we got going on here. Basically, what we're doing is this hole here has to be recessed, and it's also lower, so I'm going to recess it with this. So we're gonna drill a big hole in it, and we got to weld that on and then weld the plate on the bottom. So obviously it's a little overkill for this, but they just sent it over and I really want to try it out. So I figured it'd be a good opportunity to try it out with the annular cutter. We'll get the right size for that. Cut a big hole in the bottom of this battery tray here. So I just looked up the specs on that magnet. They call it magnetic adhesion, and it's got 2,860 pounds of magnetic adhesion. So this thing should stay put no matter what you're doing. If you guys want to check out any of these tools, the chop saw, the handheld saw, the drill press, the annular cutters, I'll have all this stuff linked down in the description box. Also, I got a code Niemela, will save you some money at checkout. So go check out all these tools. Like I said, these have been amazing. I haven't had issues with any of these tools, and I've been beating them up. Every fabrication project I've done, I've used these tools on, and they have never let me down. So go check them out, Evolution Power Tools. Like I said, you can find all the links down in the description box. Well, we got a hole drilled in about 3 seconds now. I had very little pressure on it. You could have probably put a little more pressure on it. Got it to cut faster. Yeah, I know it's only 1/8 inch, but this thing cut really fast. Very impressed with it. Let's actually grab this. I think this is 3/8 plate right here that we tested a little hole in right there. Let's grab this and try out that annular cutter. That's a 1 inch hole. Let's try it on here and see how well it goes through this 3/8 thick plate. Well, it cut through this 3/8 plate like freaking butter, and look at how clean that is. I just got done cutting it too, and I can hold my hand on it, and it's, I mean, it's warm, barely warm. It's not hot at all. So very impressed with how that thing cuts quick, smooth, easy, and nice and clean. Another really cool thing about this, which I didn't use for just, I'm not gonna set this up and fill this up for one little cut, but you can screw this on right there onto the side of the mag drill, and you can run that hose into this head here, and it automatically lubricates your cut, so you don't have to get any cutting fluid like that and squirt it. So very handy to have. I'm impressed with this thing. If you guys want to check it out, like I said, use the code Niemela, save yourself some money. Go check these things out at Evolution Power Tools. All right, we got this all powder coated, got the battery installed. This thing is beefy, it is not going anywhere. And also fan shroud looking good here. Like always guys, if you guys want to check out any of this powder coating and Cerakote, a lot of this, well actually all this is Cerakote. Go check out Prismatic Powders for the powder, Cerakote for the Cerakote. You can see we kind of did the same scheme with this, with bronze accents and then black cases on the alternator. The starter, kind of the same thing, black here, and then this whole magnet deal, whatever you call that, is bronze. Back cap is bronze. So I'm excited. Let's get the stuff back together. I did buy a whole starter rebuild kit, so it comes with all the contacts, the plunger, I think that's what they call it anyway, the plunger, the studs and bolts, all the gaskets, everything we need for the starter. And then the alternator, there isn't really much except 2 bearings. So they did have part numbers on the bearings. I just matched those up with the right bearings. This is a 2603 on that one, 2601 on that one. So easy enough. We got to press one bearing into the bottom of this case, and then this one, there's that plate right there that kind of holds this bearing in, and we can throw it all together. Well guys, we are done 100% with the alternator, the starter, the battery box. Everything is looking good, brand new, actually better than new. I'm really digging these color combos, the black, the bronze, a little bit of red here and there. I think everything goes together very good. It looks so sick. I cannot wait to drop this motor in the bay. But before we do that, like I said, I want to get the tranny rebuilt. I want to get that looking good, and then we kind of throw everything in at once, just because I don't really know. I just kind of want to do it that way. So we got to get that tranny, but I do have some stuff on the way that we need in order to get this tranny done. So we got some stuff to do on the green Tacoma in the meantime, which you guys are really gonna like. So stay tuned for those videos. But all in all, as far as this motor goes, we're good to go, looking good. I gotta say, it's probably one of the best looking 22Rs, 20Rs I've ever seen. A lot of people don't go all out and coat everything. Literally every single bolt on this motor now has been replaced. Every part has been powder coated or Cerakoted, with the exception of the head and I guess the header, but everything else is coated. And if you guys want to check out, like I said, any of these coatings, the Cerakote you can find at cerakote.com. All the powders you can find at prismaticpowders.com. So go check them out, guys, if you like these colors. The bronze color is a Cerakote. It's called burnt bronze. And then all the black Cerakote is glacier black, which is kind of like a matte black. And then all the powder coating we did that is black is just a matte or a stone black. So go check that out if you guys are interested in any of those coatings. Well guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're liking the way this motor is turning out. Definitely stay tuned, like I said, for the next couple videos on the green truck. Got something really cool coming for that, so stay tuned for that one. Once you guys go smash that thumbs up button, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.